Thank you for watching The Political Vigilante. My name is Graham Elwood. Documentary, something we've talked, many of you have suggested it, and there's a lot of stuff in there. Some of it I was already aware of, some of it I was not. They cover a lot of, like, you know, stuff about you know, devil worshippers and stuff like that in Hollywood, which I'm not saying it doesn't exist. I've always just kind of been a little leery of it because it sounds a little like, oh, devil worship. It sounds a little, sometimes it can sound a little crazy, but some of the stuff this guy goes into was like pretty gnarly, but it really went into all of the CIA involvement, like MKULTRA and Operation Paperclip. First of all, how Operation Paperclip was getting ex-Nazis after World War II and having them work for the United States government. And then there was Operation Mockingbird, which is to control the media. And that is everything. This is a guy that we used to work in Hollywood and in show business. And I want to show this. So in the Out of the Shadows documentary, there's just a section in here where he's talking to an ex-CIA guy, and here's what he's had to say.
Another tactic developed out of the MKUltra project was the use of compromise and control via honeypots.
The decision was made to do testing on unwitting victims. It was decided they should be on the fringes of society because they were most vulnerable.
We did quite a study of prostitutes and their behavior. How do you take a woman who is willing to use her body to get money out of a guy to get him to talk about things which are much more important, like state secrets? We learned a lot about human nature in the bedroom. We started to pick up knowledge that could be used in operations.
There would be victims in all of this. As one agency memo says, we have no answer to the moral question.
That's one of the CIA's favorite tactic, are honeypots. And I work with CIA psychologists, and they're dirty.
I always felt that every house should have its own secret panel.
Mm-hmm.
Honeypots, the Playboy Mansion.
The trap door opens up and looks into the cave, or what time is called
They used honeypots with Julian Assange.
They're running blackmail operations where they're getting very well-known government and private industry elite people in compromising positions at the Playboy Mansion, on Epstein's plane, on Orgy Island, and they're photographing them. And after that, it's like Congressman so-and-so or CEO so-and-so. I wouldn't bring that up if I was you, because we got photographs of you with a 14-year-old girl on Epstein's plane, for example. And you talk about shutting somebody up permanently, that's how they do it.
What happens in the grotto stays in the grotto.
Ex-CIA. That's ex-CIA saying that. Ex-CIA whistleblower saying they used the Playboy Mansion for that. They used, obviously, Epstein. We've talked about that before. That is their tactic. Ex-CIA guy talking about that right there in real time. And what this movie really talks about, and again, watch Out of the Shadows, is the thing I've been talking about for a while, this propaganda multiplier. Everything comes from the White House and the CIA and the Pentagon. And through Operation Mockingbird, they've been like, how do we shape the public's perception on everything? And CIA started as OSS in World War II. Around 1947, they became the CIA, and they started putting offices in Hollywood around that time. That's why the CIA is always spoken of in a positive light. Oh, they're a little devious, but they're never like, we're never seeing how awful they are. We're never seeing that the CIA is running sex rings and selling children and all this other stuff that we uncovered when I did the Founders Cult video. That's in my Epstein playlist. We've never seen how the CIA really operates. And that's all because of this. And this movie just confirms that. with a guy that used to work as a stuntman, and he started to see what was going on, and then he does interviews with CIA whistleblower, and then he interviews the woman that actually broke open the Pizzagate thing, and how quickly Pizzagate was just, I was one of these people who's like, Pizzagate just sounds like one of those crazy conspiracies. I don't like the Clintons, but let's just stick with the bad things that we know factually that they don't. I don't know about the Clintons, but you start reading the Podesta emails and how pizza is a code word for pedophiles and getting kids. And she broke this, and she's like a long time journalist who just came up in traditional journalism where you verify and you get corroborating evidence, and you don't put anything out there until you've double and triple checked it. And she'd never been smeared. She blew open a lot of big stories and never been smeared until she did that story. And then they show, there's a clip of Stephen Colbert going, Pizzagate's crazy. Now, I've talked about this before. Stephen Colbert works for CIA. The big agencies in show business have ties to all of this stuff. That's how they're able to do it. And everything. I mean, even like the Marvel movies. The Marvel movies are fun to watch. I like watching the Marvel movies. But I've talked about, they literally, the CIA has script approval. It just shows how great America is. Captain America is the hero. Right? We never see what America is really doing. And that's why when you see Stephen Colbert repeating State Department talking points when Tulsi Gabbard was on his show last year, and he's literally like, oh, you're an Assad apologist and all this other stuff. He gasses his own people. It's like, it came from here. And we think that everything is so different. Oh, Fox is different. And no, the message, Russia's bad, Russia's bad. You're seeing it in the Academy Awards. Who won the best documentary was Icarus. Well-made movie, fine, showed some, but there's only one narrative. A documentary that shows the war crimes of the United States and shows Obama bombing Yemen and jailing Chelsea Manning. There's no documentary making that to the Academy Awards. It's not getting nominated. It's not even going to make it through the festival circuit. Because that's all part of this. And Fox News is right-wing, but MSNBC's liberal. That's just choreographed sides. That's all that is. Again, part of the media. Bill Gates met with Jeffrey Epstein many times despite his past. I've talked about this before. This is the head of JP Morgan Chase. This is the former Secretary of Treasury. There's Epstein, there's Bill Gates, and this is the guy that was the executor of his will. It all ties in. One of the biggest software media companies right here, palling around with Epstein, was on his plane in March 1 of 2013, Bill Gates, Teterboro Airport to West Palm Beach, 4 years. 4 years after Epstein was convicted, found guilty of being a pedophile, sex with a minor in Florida, and got that, that little slap on the wrist from Acosta. All of this. This is how the media, and that's why WikiLeaks was so important. But they immediately, you notice, John Podesta himself has never said those emails were lies or fake or counterfeit or whatever. They just went after Julian Assange and WikiLeaks. That's the narrative. Oh, they're in bed with Russia. That's how that went. Do you see? Do you see how that went? That's what they did. So watch Out of the Shadows. I want to do some more videos on this movie because it was pretty powerful. But watch it and you'll see what Out of the Shadows, and thank you to those my viewers who told me to watch that show. Watch that movie. Because it talks about all the things I've been talking about, how you connect the dots and everything's related, everything's connected. So it's what we've been saying. And it brings up why you get your news here and not on the corporate media. Boom. Shave your knuckles for justice. Hey everybody, like, share, and subscribe. hit the bell notification button and the subscribe button, even if you've done it before, because they're unsubscribing, many of you, every day. Watch the ads all the way through. If you click skip ad, I don't get paid. Also, support us at patreon.com/GrahamElwood or rockfin.com/GrahamElwood. Rockfin.com is a blockchain cryptocurrency platform. All my videos are on Rockfin ad-free. Thanks for watching.